If you're in the market for a supermini, then the choice is almost overwhelming. In recent months alone, we've seen new versions of the Seat Ibiza, the Citroën C3 and the mighty Ford Fiesta. And if you are in the market for one of those cars, then your decision has just got a little bit harder.
And it's all due to this, the new Volkswagen Polo. Now, the Polo has long managed to offer everything its rivals do, but with a slightly more upmarket image. And this new sixth-generation car is predictably bigger and better equipped than the old Polo. Think of it as a mini Golf. But with so many talented rivals around, is the Polo still desirable?
Well, it's certainly pretty desirable in here. You know, the VW Polo has always set the benchmark for quality in this class, and this new version is no exception. It's excellent in here. There are plenty of lovely soft touch plastics all over the place. And if you really hunt them out, you can find a few harder ones, but you do have to look to find them. I think smart is another word that you could use to describe the Polo's interior. But actually, I think things have got a bit more interesting this time. You have a choice of 13 different colours that you can choose from in here, along with a host of different seat covers, and you can also opt for digital rather than analogue dials. Every version comes with this central touchscreen infotainment system, which is intuitive, easy to use. It syncs to Apple CarPlay or to Android Auto, and it's actually really well positioned for the driver here, right in the centre of the dashboard. Now, when it comes to practicality, again, it's a huge tick. It really works. You've got really good sized glove box, a good tray here, great for keeping your mobile phone in, and it's got a couple of USB ports next to it. Cup holders are a little bit small, but there's some good storage just dotted around the place. And of course, door bins, well, they're a good size too.
All Polos are extremely well equipped, so the basic S comes with that touchscreen, air conditioning and Bluetooth, while SE offers you everything you need, adding alloys, an alarm, electric windows front and rear, electrically adjustable and heated door mirrors, a leather steering wheel and smartphone connectivity. This Beats edition adds a Beats stereo and rather interesting interior and exterior styling, whilst R-Line adds sporty styling and SEL adds a few more luxuries. GTI and GTI Plus complete the range.
Unlike the previous version, the Polo now only comes with 5 doors. Once you are here in the back, however, the word that springs to mind is impressive. You know, the feel, the build quality really is excellent back here. So the driver's seat is set for somebody around 6 foot. I'm 5'4", and as you can see, I've got plenty of leg room. Headroom is also good. You know, you'll get a couple of adults in the back here comfortably. The middle seat, however, that's probably best left for the children because you've got the big transmission tunnel down here which impacts on legroom.
And when it comes to children, the doors open nice and wide to make getting them in and out easy, whilst there are 2 Isofix child seat points.
And round here at the back, well, just take a look at this. It's enormous, and not just by supermini standards, because there's more space in here than you'll find in a Ford Focus, and that of course is a car from a class above. In fact, it can rival the VW Golf when it comes to boot space. The rear seats split 60-40, although it is a shame that when they fold down they don't quite go completely flat.
There's a good selection of engines in the new Polo on first inspection, but we wouldn't bother with the 2 non-turbocharged 1-litre petrols and instead go for the 1-litre TSI turbo with either 94 or 113 brake horsepower. If you're after a bit more poke, then there's a 1.5-litre turbo petrol and the GTI gets a 2-litre, whilst diesel fans can look at the 1.6 TDI with 79 or 94 brake horsepower.
So we've got the 94 brake horsepower 1-litre TSI here, and it's our pick of the engine range. You know, it's quick enough, 0 to 60 comes in at just under 11 seconds. Comes as standard with a 5-speed manual gearbox. The more powerful petrols do get 6 gears, and there's also the option of a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, which can be a little hesitant at low speeds, but generally feels pretty smooth. But strangely, this 5-speed gearbox isn't as crisp in the Polo as it is in its sister car, the Ibiza. Go figure.
The diesels are the most efficient on paper with around 75 miles per gallon quoted by VW, but of course we know to take that with a rather large pinch of salt. And of course superminis spend most of their time in cities, so this 94 brake horsepower 1-litre TSI will probably be the most efficient in the real world, and it's cheaper to buy than the diesels. VW says 62 miles to the gallon, so you can expect low 50s.
You know, I think the Polo is better to drive than ever before. It feels sportier than any of the other versions. It's also got a really neat turning circle. It's nice and compact. It's easy to drive around town. Although I will say that it does feel a little bit heavy for such a small car. But even with all of that, it can't compete with the Seat Ibiza when it comes to driving fun, and it certainly doesn't come close to the class leader, which is, of course, the Fiesta. However, having said all that, the Polo is, I think, quite possibly the best all-rounder. The steering hasn't got bags of feel, but it's direct enough, and refinement and ride quality are absolutely excellent. It's considerably more comfortable than the Ibiza, its sister car.
In fact, on the road, the new Polo almost feels just like the current Golf. It's plush, it's composed and refined. It does all the things the old Polo did well, but adds a decent splash of colour and technology. It may not be a car that will thrill you, but it certainly won't disappoint you either. If the Volkswagen Polo appeals, then why not take a look at our video of the class-leading Ford Fiesta or our Super Mini playlist? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.